What's going on there, Trump breath? Man,
I don't know which one is worse. I don't know whose breath is. It's not fuck politics. Which one's breath stinks worse?
Hey, he stuck his muffler. He stuck his tongue up Stormy's muffler, so it can't be that bad. He ain't got no cavities. Maybe he'll get a brown tooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was going to say, I think that would make it smell worse.
When you're like 40 and you eat a lot of ass, you get like a little brown tooth over here. And people know this motherfucker's dangerous. Forget about Blade. This guy's throwing heat, Jack. It's election day. And I ain't voting. I ain't going near those fucking places today. I'm going to stay home, mind my business. I got a couple of little things to do. And that's it.
I don't blame. Like, what is it? What does it feel like watching all this stuff and you can't, like, would you vote if you could? Like, what is it like knowing you can't vote?
Honest to God, man, I don't want to be responsible. So I don't vote. People like, you got to pick a side. Bro, you know, I'm lost here. So It doesn't matter. The funniest guy, this election has been very funny, and it's going to be dirty tomorrow. And there's going to be consequences, you know. But there's two things that stick out. I went to a basketball thing the other day, my daughter and the parents, and they were talking. You really can't tell people who you're voting for anymore. People will argue with you and fight with you, especially in these political times. Like, everybody's a fucking politician. What the fuck is that about? Like, if I vote, I'm going to tell people, listen, bitch, this is why I vote. And, you know, I thought about it. But in this election, you can't even pick a side, really. You know, people are losing shit if they mention Trump. It's insane. It really fucking insane.
I did a midnight show on Saturday, and the comic after me, it was like 15 people in the crowd. But the comic after me did a political joke. One group liked one side, and then the like someone else, like a heckler, couldn't believe that they liked that person. So like there was like an argument going on in the audience because someone liked a specific, and it doesn't matter what side it happens on, but it happened in an audience.
And it's really sad. That's why I stray from it, because all my life I've strayed. I knew my mother owning a bar, there was no religion and no politics. That shit gets people riled the fuck up. So you stay away from it. Yeah. I've stayed away from it on stage. I'm not going to go up there right now in these times and mention a fucking voting box.
No.
Because that's what they're listening for. No, and I don't want to, but it's just really funny. And then like RFK, that motherfucker did more coke than me. He did that Kennedy coke. That motherfucker can't even talk anymore. He couldn't even park on his birthday and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's got to put a fan behind his head to blow out a fucking candle. I am in charge of vitamins. Listen, what kind of vitamins are you? You know, enough. I mean, it is, the other guy looks like a fucking pedophile. You know, Walls, that dude. Walls. That dude definitely was in a fucking park bathroom looking out the creep, whacking off one time, or in a tree with fucking, you know, with a leather jacket, dressed up, you know, with fucking peanut butter in one pocket and peanut M&Ms in the other, in case, well, peanut butter in one and M&Ms in the other, in case they're allergic, you know. Those are professional pedophiles. They show up with a peanut treat and then a non-peanut treat, because they don't want you to get allergic and die, or whatever the fuck it is that happens to you, which is nothing.
YouTube's going to love this one. Can you imagine? I think we've gone after every candidate.
Listen, I didn't go after anybody because I ain't voting. I'm just telling you what I see in a comedic sense. You know, like when I look at it, I'm like, what's going on here? You know, Kennedy's, the original guy, looked like a fucking stud. Nixon looked like a stud, you know, whatever his name is. He was fucking slinging dick when he was the president, playing the saxophone. He came on the chick's dress. That dude looked like a stud. And then you got these fucking guys that look like they can't blow out a birthday candle. They fucking, you know. So That dude did tons of fucking coke. Not, I forgive him for it. I don't even give a fuck. I'm just saying that, you know, don't show. It's like me showing up now with fucking, a bag of apples. Listen, it's too late for that. You had your chance. It's like that 40-year-old that shows up with the Pittsburgh Steelers shirt. And you're like, listen, come here. Let me talk to you about something. You're in no danger. Put the shirt away. You ever see that? Like older guys with like jerseys, like, or they play softball and they'll tell you like, oh, 3 for 4 today. Guy, come here. Give it up. Okay? Lighten up. You went 3 for 4. You played against a bunch of fucking softball guys. You're drinking. You take it seriously. This is for fun. What are you going to call the Mets?
Dude, what do you think about the guys who like when they're they are on bicycles, but they have like the full, like the skin tight suit and the helmet, and they're just riding around the suburbs, and
one man under God. If nobody was watching, I'd hit one of those guys just for GP, because they'll always drive you crazy. Right. Especially there's 10 of them. They're tough. 10 bike rides. I'm not supposed to be scared. You know what I'm saying? They look at you when you pass by. Hey, fuck you, and they throw water at you. Listen, let's come make a U-turn and hit all of you head on, and let's see what type of party this is.
What are you doing to them? Why are they throwing water at you?
Whatever, because you speed by them. You can only do 50 miles an hour for so long before you go beep, beep. Yeah, move over to the fucking bike lane or ride in the grass. I don't know what you need to do. You're going to fucking listen. I have these back roads here. Okay?
Okay.
Like I have Route 18 and I fucking do 80 on that. And then on the 9 is every man for himself. They just fucking on the 9. But every once in a while, you know what? Let me take a side road. And dog, those are the worst ideas you could have. Because I swear to God, there's a road that I have to hit. And every time I hit that road, you're like 8 minutes from the house. You got to pee, you got to shit, you got to scratch your ass, you got a bong hit. But there's always that dude that, sees you coming. You're doing 90, but he wants to get in front of you and then do the speed limit and look out for
under, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, guy, I'll blow right the fuck. Last night I blew past the guy. He chased me. Couldn't chase me. Couldn't fucking find me after that. I saw him spinning around the 18 and shit back and forth. I forget his license plate was like Dick or something like that. Get the fuck out. I ain't waiting. I'm 61. I'm not playing your fucking game. I'm going to beep at you very politely, and if you don't pull over, I'm going to go around you. I don't care whether it's a double yellow, a double white. Those days ended. I got a clean license. What am I sitting here taking this abuse from fucking people? This fucking abuse from these people doing the speed limit or under the speed limit. Those people have always driven me crazy. And I thought they were only in California, but they're here too. And they're double here. They leave gaps in between, and people cut them off. And you're like, what are you doing? Why is there a gap between you and that car? We got to hit the green fucking light here. So
why are you in such a, like, why do you want everyone to be right on top of everybody?
Go. The light is green. The best is the light is green, and you're going to let this guy cut in from the fucking driveway.
Oh, no, you can't let them
all the way to the left. Why? Your light is green. Don't be a fucking priest. You don't need to be Johnny Nice Guy. Tell him wait when his turn. You ain't let him cut all the way over there, because then he's going to hold me at the fucking light.
Fuck him.
When I get out, listen, when I'm the first car at a green light that makes a left, I shoot out of there like a bat out of hell. You know why? Because I'm thinking about the guy behind me. I ain't got time to dilly-dally. If that light goes off and you make a left, and then I decide, oh, green light, there's a gap. There's a huge fucking gap. I don't want no fucking gaps on those lights. Go.
It does piss you off.
It
pisses me off. Like when they're taking a left, and then there's like a second or two between each car, and we could get so many more cars through.
Think about the guy behind you. There's a 60-year-old that needs to piss like a fucking racehorse, and you want to dilly-dally and look at your phone or try to figure out how to do the self-driving on the Tesla. A couple of days ago, I passed by a Tesla. This chick was doing like 60. She had her feet up. She had the computer out. I'm like,
no, she didn't. Did you really? That's crazy.
Yes, she did, and she was on the fucking phone. driving. And I'm like, wow. Like these people need to get hit one time, like sideswiped, just so they go, and the computer cuts their fucking titty off or something, so they'll never do that shit again. Why would you, I don't understand.
You lost me a little bit on the getting the titty cut off.
Who knows? The computer gets hit this way, you go this way, and the computer's sticking up and it stabs you in the tit. Now you got to walk around like Angelina Jolie with a scar on your right tit.
And do you remember, like, how when you made the decision that you were just going to start, like that's the funniest thing ever. You have a clean license, so you have one to give. So it's like, when did you make that decision that you're just going to pass people? You're going to do whatever you want.
Once I hit 60, it's all over. I earned the right. I hit 60. You know what the chances are hitting 60 in today's world? Once I hit 60, I said, listen, I ain't got time to fuck around with these people. I really don't. I got a stress monitor on my fucking Whoop now. Right. If I told you, I look at my stress monitor, it's like medium, I just walk away. You just stress me out. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm 60. I want my conversation to be fucking no stress, like low stress. If I look at that stress meter and I see medium or high, arrivederci. I ain't talking to you. That's part of my mental health program. You know what I'm saying?
Have you started walking away from people?
Oh, all the time now. I don't have time for this shit. You're depressing me. I just told you 2 minutes. I just told you the fucking where the fucking thing was 2 minutes ago. Now you want to come back and tell me a story? Uh-oh. Stress is on medium. Gotta go. I ain't got time for this shit.
And where do you go? That's
back
what.
To my car, fucking to run the light. I don't fucking know. Listen, if I'm on the phone and you're stressing me out, it's over. I gotta go. I'll hang up while you're going, listen, wait, but they make. I just don't do it no more. There's a guy that wants me to start a weed company with him. I don't ever want to start a weed company again. And I told him this. He hits me up every month and I fucking torture him. Meet me, give me a sample. This ain't enough. I need to know. He always tortures me. I need to know tomorrow. So I'll call him, and when he answers, I'll hang up on him, and then he'll keep calling me back, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm on to the next savage. I'm already on the phone with you. He's beeping, beep, beep, trying to call back, and I'm thinking I'm going to sign on. He won't hear from me for days. And then we start the process all over again, like 2 weeks later. Hey, I got a new edible. You want to try it? Yeah, sure. And then I torture him about the edible. And then I tell him, this is the time for me to sign on. And then 2 days later, I give him the same treatment. I call him. He don't answer. And then he calls me 18 times. Like, where are you? Where are you? Pick up the phone. Listen, I ain't picking up this phone until next Tuesday. All right, so leave me the fuck alone. I'm on a different level, Lee. Forget it. After my little mental health breakdown when I moved here, I figured out it was fucking people and listening to their shit. And I'm done. I'm too old. I'm going to sit here. My brother, he fucking fell off the... Listen, again, what's it got to do with me? You want 100 for the card, for the cast, or whatever? But if you're going to give me an ear beating, enough. I don't need it no more. I'm running out of time. My battery, my ear are running out of time. Any day now, I'll go deaf. And I don't want to go deaf listening to these fucking baboons talk to me about shit that I don't even want to know about.
I appreciate it. I wish you, God, like I said it before, as soon as you turn 50, you start saying crazy shit like that.
Well, I start saying that someday I'm going to die, but at the same fucking time, it's true. Your time is fucking limited now. When you're 20, you can talk to everybody. Oh, your aunt's got lymphoma. Let's talk. You may suck my dick, you may not, for taking the ear beating. But now, I don't want my dick sucked. Why am I talking to you? Why are you giving me an ear beating? I don't want to do these things. Why do you keep tormenting me? Hey, Saturday, me and my buddies are getting together. We'd love to have you. Yeah, sure. Great. I'm going to be there, a fucking ape in a zoo. People touching me. Are you really a comedian? Do you really know Joe Rogan? How was Adam Sandler? Yeah, listen, leave me alone. Go bother somebody. Go fucking... No, I'm not doing it. I had to tell my buddy of 40 years a couple weeks, because he calls me once a month. Hey, we're getting together. A bunch of guys. They're going to play poker. First of all, I'm really busy on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
But I'm not stop my softball game with my daughter or end her fun because I got to go sit with a bunch of gagoons touching me and fucking, And at the end of the day, can we take a picture? Can you call? My son's in a wheelchair. Why don't you call? Listen, what am I going to do? Make him walk? What am I going to do? What am I, Jesus? I'm going to hit him in the head. He's going to be playing basketball 2 minutes later. And you sit there, what the fuck?
And so you just avoid it.
I look at the whoop.
I
And
love it.
if it tells me keep walking, keep walking. Even when I watch like a stupid game or something, I'll look at the whoop. I didn't even bet the game. Why am I get the fuck out of here? I'll put something soft on, like fucking something on Netflix, people. 2 girls falling in love or some shit.
I've noticed like you seem less I don't know, like you seem more at peace than you have before, I'll put it like that.
Dog, I had to figure out what the fuck was going on with LA. I mean, your career's doing great. You have a fun podcast. And, it was just, and I couldn't figure it out. And it really fucked with me. I really had to study it. That's when I went with BetterHelp. And the girl gave me little exercises. And she's like, this is what you got to avoid, man. Just avoid it. You don't want to be involved in it anyway. So why are you talking about it? Why are they up to you? What? No, I just don't want to do that shit. And that's it. I had to make up my mind. When we were living in LA, I didn't say no to nothing.
Right.
And before I met my wife, I didn't say no to anything. And my wife told me one day, she's like, you got to knock this shit off. Like in 2004. And like a year later, I got The Longest Yard. You're wasting time. You're spinning your fucking wheels. These people, everybody's got a dream. You got to figure it out on your own. I can't help you figure out your fucking dream. And then you put a guilt trip on me. Oh, you did a movie. How do I get into a movie? You got to be special. Stop fucking my balls. I'm a fucking felon. I got a fucking high school diploma. I'm a bum. I was telling my wife a couple weeks ago about how insane it is that I got them to put me in a movie.
Why do you think that's insane?
It really is insane. Every time I booked a big movie, I would sit there and just giggle and go, these bastards have no idea. Like, they just have no idea. I know that there's people that take acting seriously, and they started when they were 12, and they were also a magician, and they played in a band, and they worked their whole life, and they audition. And then a guy like me comes along, basically stand up and a couple acting classes in LA, and I'm not in a film. I'm in a major studio film, whether it's Spider-Man 2, The Longest Yard, Taxi,
Basketball,
the one I did with the Soprano people, the one I did with Rocky Balboa. They sucked, but they're still big time movies.
But what about like the reason why like I disagreed was like, I'm not trying to suck your dick, but like the $100 a day movies you did before, you didn't just open up with. I know Basketball was early on, but you didn't open up with all great movies.
No, I opened up with that's the first thing I opened up with.
Well, Basketball, yeah, that was
a commercial. Okay, that's the first thing I opened up with, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I couldn't book anything. And then I worked hard. I remember I went on the road for like a year and a half. I came back in Mad TV, and Mad TV really gave me a push. It didn't sell no tickets, but everybody in the industry watches Mad TV.
Right. And at least it gave you some validity.
But it's really crazy that I talk somebody to get me in a fucking movie. And I think back of like, being in trouble, fucking around at the high school. And then I think of the guys that were actually in performing arts, that were nerds with their glasses on, and now they're going to go to a college and join a theater group. I didn't do any of that. So do you understand where I'm coming from? Especially with my background. I'm like, I just watched movies. I love movies as a kid. Love watching fucking movies. So that was my thing. If I learn, and I got to tell you something, man. There's times I'm talking to people about acting or something, and they'll say something, and I go, "Don't you watch fucking movies?" I started watching movies just to watch movies, to learn the language, to get entertained. But as I was watching them, I go, that would be interesting making a movie. From the time before I went to prison, I was trying to get into the movie business. Whether as a fucking, in fact, I'm going to lunch dinner with somebody the 16th. And I told you, he was a cameraman for Good Morning America for 25 fucking years. The only job he ever had. And I used to bug him. He was my CYO coach.
All right.
And I would call him and say, how do I get in there? And he would, he would like say, go away. Like basically, come on, man. You have no acting experience. Come on. And that
was acting out on your radar, or was it like working on them?
I didn't really know. I just thought the process of making a film was very interesting. It was something that always, just
interested you.
Listen, I could sit and watch a movie 15 times if it's good.
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys. I could sit and watch it and study it and go, wow, that was great. How'd they do that? And then I'll go on Wikipedia and I'll see how they did that. I'm a geek.
Cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, cool.
I'm a geek like that. Like that's the shit I really like. But the fact that I talk somebody into letting me in a movie, Lee, is just fucking great. The fact that I'm in the union for 26 years now. How the fuck did I end up in a union for 26 fucking years? Can somebody please tell me this shit?
You don't think you worked hard?
I didn't work. I worked at being a stand-up. If you think I was in front of the mirror going, me, I don't know nothing about that shit. I didn't know anything about acting until I moved. Obviously, I moved to L.A. I booked basketball and something else. And it was like I embarrassed myself. So I went to a fucking acting class. I went to like 2 or 3 of them, one really good big one. And while I was there, I'm like, I don't need this no more. This is, and then I started learning different things about stand-up, that your timing when you're a stand-up, and it's just, so acting and stand-up go together. It's one of the many facets from stand-up, producing, podcasting, writing on a TV show, writing movies. Stand-up is the sun, and all this shit drifts from it. And it's really cool. That's why Michael Keaton, Andy Garcia, all these people were all part of some stand-up thing early on, because it really opens up your door. And it's like I told you, you want to meet people, go to an acting class. They'll tell you where to go. They will tell you where to go.
And like, if you were gonna start with an act, because I've taken one commercial acting class, and as you're talking, that's all I was thinking, is that I'm in New York. I need to take some sort of acting class. Like, what would you start with? Improv?
You're in the haven of acting classes.
I know. And then
I would take a basic acting class with an emphasis on cold study work, because cold reading. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's me giving you a piece of paper, giving you 2 minutes, and going, read what you feel in your heart.
Okay.
And if we get somewhere, then I'll move you on. But cold reading is very important because it's stand-up. Cold reading is 1 sheet, 10 sheets, whatever the fuck they give you. And I don't know how to describe it, but you have to be good at cold reading.
Right, because you don't get 2 minutes on stage. On stage, something happens, and you have to, like, that's why I was thinking improv could be good.
Nah, because you're going to be with a bunch of schlumps in there doing improv. You don't want it. We're stand-ups. Okay. It's us, a wall, and a microphone.
Right.
Don't ever get that wrong. Improv people got to go up there with 28 people. I don't. I don't want to do that.
Right. No, yeah, that's not what I want to do either.
Me, the mic, and the fucking brick wall against you, cocksucker. And we use all those elements.
Right.
The brick wall, the microphone, us, the hands. So that's what I dig. It's that simple.
Okay.
and cold reading workshops are usually a weekend because
Okay.
everything on a Saturday costs you $65, $100. Look out for really good. If you like a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoy a movie, you go, oh, that guy was great. At the end, look who the casting director was,
Okay.
and Google the casting director. A lot of times, those people do those workshops.
Oh, the actual casting directors will do like workshops you can go to?
And it's $100, but it's $100 well spent because you're going to do everything by the number from the minute you walk in to the minute you leave. You're going to act correctly. You're going to dress correctly. You're not going to have cocaine on your breath because these people could put you in films.
Right.
So I took an Ivana Chubbuck one, but the best one I ever took was Christian Kaplan. He's in LA. He was the head of Fox. And he taught a fucking cold reading class. So I paid the whatever on a Saturday. Little gay guy, cool as shit, smoother than the motherfucker. And I read for him, and he kept saying, Joey, come back and read something different. And I could tell, all right. And a month later, this motherfucker calls me, calls my agent, and says he wants me to read for Taxi.
No way.
Okay, now, the funny part of the story is on the way there, I got a call from Bobby Slate.
Okay, the comic.
Yeah, and he would always like braggadocio. My brother, I love Bobby. But he would go, he goes, what are you doing? And I go, I'm going to read for Taxi. He goes, I just booked the role last night. I had dinner with the director. I'm going to do some role. I don't know who. When he asked me who I was reading for, and I didn't say nothing to him. So I guess at dinner, the director told him he had it, but he never told nobody else.
Oh, no.
So Christian Kaplan read me and goes, this is the guy. And the director agreed. And 2 days later, I got a call from Bobby Slayton going, motherfucker, you took my role.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How good did that feel?
Huh?
I said, how good did that feel?
It didn't feel
I know
good.
you love Bobby, but
that's what I tell people all the time. Fuck you and your dinners. Fuck you and your dinners. Fuck you that your friend, your sister's friend. Everybody's got a hookup. The best hookup you got is what comes out of your mouth on that stage and what comes out of your mouth when you go to an audition. That's the hookup right there. You want to fucking be seen? Do a good read. You want to fucking... And they're scams. I'm the king of scams. Like, I knew if I read for Christian, eventually he put me in something. I just knew. I did another acting thing with, I forget, the guy who cast Godfather 2, and that was great, but he never called me in for nothing, but I never really got to work with him like one-on-one like that,
I probably shouldn't start with those, though, right? Like, I should start with some introductions and, like, because I've never done anything.
Intro to acting, brother.
Okay.
Listen to what the teacher has to say. Take points from it. Like in your mind, you go, I'm not ever going to act, or I'm never going to need this. Yes, you are. Eventually, someday you're going to need it. And some of the shit in there pertains to stand-up.
Yeah, there has to be a lot. I wonder if they must have, like, I would love if they had a class on, like, act outs. Like, I don't even, like, facial expressions, like, stuff like that. Like, I don't really do any of that stuff.
Let's just go to acting class, all right?
Huh?
Just go to acting class.
I am going to acting class.
Listen, cold reading is also, when I would get a cold reading sheet, 2-3 sheets, okay? It's a scene. Basically, it's a fucking scene. When you first get that scene, it's like a stand-up set, right? You just wrote it out, and then you perform it that night. And you come home that night, and you look at the stand-up set. And while you're on stage, you'll do different things. Like, I love Chinese people. I go to acupuncture. I love Bruce Lee. But the only thing I don't like is when Chinese people play poker, when they watch me when I'm playing blackjack, and just do that face. That's something you're going to get the more you fucking read that. That's why when I get a cold reading sheet, I read it sober. Dead sober. I read it twice. And then it's time to go smoke a number. And then you come back and you look at it again. And that's when you add the flavor. That's when you put the marks, the beats in. That's when you go, I'm going to change this word because I already say it here. I'm going to pay attention and do something completely different. And then you have that settled. That's your fucking masterpiece. But what happens if they call you back to producers? You got to
do something different.
You got to top that with the same lines or whatever. So you keep reading it. By the time you get the producer session, they're going to give you that and 2 other scenes. But you're going to read this one first because you know it and you're rocking with it. And after a while, it's the more you do a bit, the more you add life to it.
Right.
Okay? You write the story, you color it in, you do it, and then go, ooh, I got to write this in. I remember still doing that, the first storyteller show for Ari. Me, Mark Maron, in the back of the improv. There was maybe 16 people there, and I decided to tell a story about Pink Floyd with Joe Focaccio. I told that story 20 times, but it had been like a year or 2 since I told it. I never told it on stage, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, wow.
When I told it on stage that night, 2 days later, somebody sent me the tape. I had added so many elements. You slow it down and you sell it.
Interesting. Because I don't really even tell stories at all, but I've seen it with bits, but with a story, especially your stories.
Even with a bit, you're selling it.
Right.
You're selling a fucking bit. So you always be selling. ABC, cocksucker. I want to talk to you cocksuckers about DraftKings real quick. Let's take a breather, and we'll be right back. Tip top Magoo. What's happened, you savages? It's November the 4th, election day, and as usual, DraftKings got something for you. You ready for this? Don't worry about the Thanksgiving turkey. Worry about the missing out on some great betting with DraftKings. DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's going to get you having fun with the Pick Six. I just made a video about this. All you do is download DraftKings Pick Six app, select 2 or more players, and whether you think they have more or less of a certain stat, that's it. Bet on it, see what happens, because DraftKings is where it's all at and where it goes down. So do me a favor, and for the first time, Pick Six players, check this out. New customers, $5 and get 50 in Pick Six credits. Again, new customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick Six credits. Download the DraftKings 6 app now, Pick Six app now, and press in code Joey, Joey. That's code Joey for new customers to play $5 and get 50 in Pick Six credits. Are you kidding me or what? It's a perfect day to get the party started with that. Only on DraftKings Pick Six, where the crown is yours, you savages. Enjoy.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick Six not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick Six credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at picksix.draftkings.com/promos.
We're back, bitches. Don't forget, we got a lot of sports left in DraftKings. You got football, you got college football, you got basketball, you got pro basketball. By the way, Lee, I love basketball. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I love watching live basketball. I love watching baseball, football. Football is just too cold. It's got to be on the Lord's Day. It's got to be fucking 90 degrees. You're sitting out there. I went to my 1,000th basketball game with my family on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
We got the tickets about 2 weeks ago. We're fired up, good tickets. The drive down there couldn't have been easier. Where we parked and walking into the building, couldn't have been easier. The cheesesteaks, fucking delicious. The French fry, and I don't eat fry, bro, fucking delicious. I had a great time. I did like 10 bong hits. I did some edibles. I fucking sat there. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I took a mushroom breadstrip. I had like 2 of them.
Good.
And I'm watching this game now. I'm having a great time with the people behind me, the people to the side of me. There were two little fags in front of me that I think their girlfriends got them tickets, and they were both like, talking and whatever the fuck they were doing, talking about how to solve the world's problems. It was basically one of the worst fucking games I've ever watched in my life. Memphis, who I love John Morant. They are so bad. And it felt like John Morant didn't want to score. Like he was scared to score. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He had like 18 points, maybe 14 points. And then on the Sixers side, they were so fucking bad. And me and my daughter love Maxey. We went for the Maxey matchup against Ja. Maybe they cover each other, whatever. I mean, the Sixers were so fucking bad. And here's the funny thing. Embiid said in the beginning of the season he's going to play every other game to save himself for the playoffs. And that kind of bummed me out. And I'm watching that night. He's there. And to watch your team get killed like this without saying, you know what, give me my fucking shoes. Like, what's his name in The Longest Yard? Give me my fucking shoes. I'm going back in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we left with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Again, I love the whole.
It was that bad.
Yeah, I love it. And that was 8 minutes too long. Like we should have, people were walking out in the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter about Exodus. I was with my daughter. I didn't want to, I'm not waiting till the end to leave with all those savages, but let's go 8 minutes. And we got up at 8 minutes and walked out of there like nothing happened. Got in the car and came home. We all on the way home. And my daughter and I go to a bunch of, we saw the Celtics, we saw the Knicks. We go to Philly twice a year to watch fucking games. And basically this was, I don't know what's going on with basketball because, again, I'm a big fan of basketball. I'm a big fan of Kyrie Irving. I put Dallas on a few weeks ago. And I cut it off. It was unwatchable.
Basketball or football?
Basketball. I was watching. We're talking about fucking basketball.
Okay, just making sure.
I watched the Knicks on Friday night at my friend's house. I didn't really want to watch the Knicks, but the mushrooms are starting to kick in. I didn't want to stay in the same area, so I was in the back just making believe I'm watching this Knicks game. And I'm going, what the fuck is this? And I watched somebody else. Oh, I watched Cleveland play. Is it Cleveland? Yeah. They're on fire lately. And they looked okay. But everybody else looks like fuck. The Knicks look like dog shit. Dog shit. They traded that white dude. They traded Brandel. You know what, man? I'll stay to watching at home. I ain't fucking paying to go to, and it broke my heart.
Really? And what did Mercy think about it?
Listen, she was saying, you suck. So for her, it was great. I said, Mercy, what are you saying? She goes, I'm in Philly, Dad. You're right. You got a point there. You can say you suck in Philly, and people are like, all right, yeah, he does suck.
That's amazing.
She was having a great time. Every time they shot a foul shot, she would get up and go boo and yell and do a bunch of shit with the rest of the lunatics over there. Listen, that's
great.
For me, right. I had a good time.
Right, but the game sucked.
I don't know what happened in basketball, Lee. It's just the money, the fucking something. Nobody rebounds. That shit drives me crazy. That a guy that's 7 footers shooting 30 footers, and there's nobody underneath. Like they just, all right, he missed. That's a fucking offensive threat right there. I was born on the rebound. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck can you just look at it like, okay, we'll give the rebound up? Fuck no, get in there. And that's what I told Mercy when she plays. I go, there's 10 points a game under the basket. Just hanging around like a vampire. Just in there. There's 10 points. Never
hanging around like a vampire.
Yeah, you're hanging out like a vampire, looking around, breathing on people, you know.
and just grabbing rebounds?
Yeah, you're grabbing offensive rebounds. At least challenge them. But you can't shoot a 35-footer. I'm going to kill somebody. Yeah. I'm going to kill somebody. You know, you can't put a 35-footer in and
Is that a
fucking
3-pointer?
yeah, anything after like I don't know what the distance is, but everybody's shooting these bombs.
Yeah, it
And
sucks. It's boring to watch. And dude,
nobody's
this is coming from a Celtics fan who we won last year because of all threes. But it's boring to watch.
it's
I don't
boring
like,
to watch.
I'm younger, so like when the Celtics had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett, those few years, like that was when it was fun. Like they had and I don't know anything about basketball, but they had the main guys who would like, they do a bunch of like 2-point shots and like go in for like for dunks and layups. But then we had Ray Allen, who was the 3-point. We had one 3-point shooter on each team, and now every person's shooting. Why are the centers shooting threes?
I know. I just want you to go in and bang it, and I want
Yeah.
to see some people getting bit. All the sixes underneath were god awful, and all three players underneath were god awful. Even my daughter said, "Dad, they can't get a rebound." It was sad because I enjoy it, brother. I enjoy that. You know, listen, I don't go to the Nick because it's too much parking and walking and fucking moving around this goddamn thing here. Sorry about that. But I like my shit easy. That night I had options. I could have gone to Brooklyn to see Iron Maiden in a box with the Florentine crime family. But I already had tickets for Philly. But I would have gone up there just to see, listen, I want to see Iron Maiden like I want to see a fucking, play about fucking midgets or something. But go up there, drink a couple cocktails, maybe eat a sandwich in the box.
Right, the box is fun.
I want to go with the girls. I like going to Philly. That's my family thing with them. It's easy for me. It's not like going to Great Adventure. I got to walk 18 miles for nothing to get a shitty piece of ice cream and be surrounded with people smoking dope around kids. I hate all that shit. But this is safe for me. I can walk in. Usually I buy a T-shirt or two. She bought the popcorn. Even the popcorn was good in Philly. They put salt on it.
Yeah.
I got to put salt on popcorn. What is this? Put some salt on that motherfucker. It tastes like the Eucharist. It's like going to a Jew's house for Passover. They give you those tasteless fucking crackers that you got to make believe you enjoy. Like, Mom, you got to put a piece of ham. Mom, you got to put a
ham on it.
Yeah, put some ham on this motherfucker. Ponle jamón, acere, ma jamón, like in Scarface. God damn it. So you're not going to Florida this week now, or you are?
No, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Tampa, Side Splitters. I'm going to be there the 7th through the 9th.
And you're headlining?
No, I'm featuring.
Who's headlining?
Ian Fidance. Very, very funny.
Very funny guy. And what are you going to do on Wednesday? You was going to hang out with Steve?
I'm going to hang out with Simone. We're going to eat Italian food.
Mickey Mouseville?
And find something to do. I'll do comedy somewhere.
Fucking Orlando.
You know what, man? It was interesting.
Nice club. It hasn't been the same. You know what I'm saying? The Pulse nightclub.
I don't know what club. What club? The Pulse Snake? Is that what you said?
Remember there was a shooting at a gay club 3 years ago, the Pulse.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
And it's never been the same since. I mean, the whole town is haunted now. You hear, ooh, you hear like little gay ghosts and shit. Nobody wants to deal with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even the people at Mickey Mouseville come back and go, I had a gay ghost in my room. I don't know what happened. These are jokes, Lee. These are jokes. You're looking around like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I love it. You're going kind of hard. No, I'm fine. I was excited. It was just, it wasn't the right. I was gonna talk to you about that because, like, how do you making a decision on like an emotion, and learning to to maybe like trust your gut, or I don't know, like did you ever make a decision like you regretted, like is it just like when you were angry or really happy or
every goddamn day?
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change everything because I don't like waking up to pee at 3 a.m. and thinking about something. And in those days, I would get up to pee at 2, 3 in the morning, and someone might go, "Why did I take that weekend? Why?" And I would curse myself, and I would kept doing it. It was the ones when they caught you at a weird time, because they're gonna keep asking, "Do you want that week? Do you want?" It was like when I did the last year of the pandemic, before the pandemic happened. I had dates in New York, Boston. Do you remember that? And San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
For some fucking reason, I decided to do Miami in the middle of all this. And that's when that movie called me. And they were like, "We want you in New York on the 4th. And I'm like, "That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm already tied up in a love triangle here. I got Boston. I got the Connecticut Club. And we had Town Hall. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing it. That Miami, that killed me. That killed me. Because I was already had a lot on my plate. Just that one weekend, well, in retrospect, it was the weekend I dosed Tom. That was the weekend I fucking killed Tom. And we had to pull up in Waco, Texas. And we had to give him a ton of water and fucking IVs and whatever the fuck it was. And we landed at 6 in the morning, and at lunchtime, he already called me. And he's like, "What was in that? I'm still high. Go to bed, dog. What about this shit?" That's the only good positive from that. And that's what I was doing a lot of. I was making a lot of mistakes that were keeping me up at night. Now I got rules. First of all, don't ever take a booking on a Friday. If they call you for your booking, it's because you're on the road and you really don't know what's going on. You're doing your favorite thing in the world. So they're going to catch you after you had a good set, and you're going to go, "Yeah." And then you're going to get off the phone and go, "What the fuck did I just do?" That's a connecting flight to Michigan.
Right.
That's a whole thing, and that's the things you do. That's why I told you how I wrote a thing about every weekend I went to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, North Carolina. I wrote my own review. They write a review on what I did. I write a review on how they did, how I liked the room. Don't eat the fucking breakfast, And when I get a call, I go, "Hold on 1 second. Let me look at where you're putting me." Nah, pass. And I did that a lot. But there was a lot of times that you look at your daughter and you think they need the money and I'm old school. I don't even want to sit there broke and think that I turned down that gig you offered me for $1,000. Because I would be in that position and go, "Fuck, I should have taken that grand deal. Now I got nothing." And that's why when that mentality was going on, I was just trying to put enough in the bank, because you don't know when this is going to end. You don't know when Matt Rife is going to come out. Everybody buys Matt Rife tickets, and there you are with tour shirts and shit, and you're like, "Now I'm dead." You never know. So you have to take the work. And, at 50, remember, I hit at 50. That's completely different than most people. So for me, it was going to be an end-all, be-all. And the original plan was to quit comedy and acting the day The Sopranos came out. I didn't want to do another movie for anybody else. I just wanted to work for David Chase. When the movie sucked so bad, I'm like, I can't retire on that. I can't fucking... So
that's why you're still acting?
Well, if you want to call it that. I mean, I haven't acted all fucking year. Not even Law and Order hasn't called me in this year. They called me in early, like in January, and gave me 3 sets of sides, and then never heard from them again. Never heard from them again. So, but are my feelings hurt? No. We still got the podcast. I got some dates. We got next Tuesday, we're in New York at the
City Winery.
Sold out. We got Philly, that's sold out on November 27th. December 4th, we're in Hoboken, that's sold out. And they're going to sell tickets starting, I think, this week. What are you cheering about?
I can go to that one now.
Which one?
December 4th.
What? Where were you going to be? In Charlotte?
Yeah.
Freezing your ass off? And then I just got December 26th in motherfucking Red Bank at the Vogel Theater.
Nice, dude.
That's the day after Christmas, small, intimate. And then I'm going to decide where I want to do my monthly show at. It's either the Vogel, Hoboken, Jersey City, or City Winery. And that's it, brother. It's
That's
that
so
easy.
cool.
Planned. I'm still trying to raise my daughter. I'm still trying to be involved here. We got to put this office together next week. So please order the cameras before you leave. So once we get back this week, I'm going to try to get chairs. If you see 3 or 4 chairs you like, let me know. I'm trying to get some carpeting to throw on the fucking floor, and we get that done with. You know, this is, it means a lot to me, this office. I want to get this. I've been on a Zoom for fucking 2 years and doing a podcast by myself for 1.5 years. It's got to end. We got to get a studio and go back. You saw the bags of goodies I sent you today, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's going to be
I'm bringing honey to the fucking office, by the way.
I'm putting a sign up. I'm getting a sign made. You dare enter this house.
Oh,
When you
Jesus
walk
Christ.
into the lounge, you know what I'm saying? I want you to sign NADs, everything. If you you're getting dick, okay? Just like a jiu-jitsu school. What's that song? Play at your own risk, motherfuckers. Play at your own risk. I'm telling you, play at your own risk.
I'm laughing because there's some people who are like, yeah, and I'm like, that doesn't make anybody like that's fucking crazy.
Well, play at your own risk. That's life, Jack.
Of
Right?
course it is, yeah.
Play at your own risk. This is the whole fucking thing. We're just taking it back to play at your own risk. I'm telling you. Yeah.
It's a great space. I'm excited to see what it looks like when I finish it. We have some ideas already working on.
They took you to Callahan's and fucking Ari and Rob Kelly on their way to Cuba. And there's going to be like a tropical fucking storm down there forming.
No, really?
Yeah. They landed today, and today they announced, listen, the lights are going back off because fucking Montezuma is coming this way.
Oh, that sucks.
My ear is still fucked up. I don't have a doctor's appointment. Wow. To November 18th.
Why do you get to wait that long?
Who the fuck knows?
Oh, but like, is it a good thing? Is it getting better?
It's getting a little better. Taking the time. I wake up some mornings. It's bloody. It looks like a virgin that went to a fucking orgy. You know, wore a mini skirt and didn't know she was surrounded by animals.
So specific.
Oh my God. I'm having a good time with the shrooms lately. I'm not seeing the devil. I just take the shrooms to giggle and to listen to music. I go for a ride at night on one of those roads where people do the speed limit. And man, when you're fucking tripping and you see those lights coming at you and you listen to Led Zeppelin fucking Whole Lot of Love, and you're like, play at your own risk, motherfucker. You signed up for this, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no pulling over in the Cocoa Express, Jack.
And dude, do you think you're not feeling it anymore? Because like, aren't you supposed to have like double your? If you take it every day, like you start with 1, the next day you have to do 2.
Day break, like I did some on Halloween, and then I had to take a break because I got too fucked up on Halloween, right? And then I did them again Monday night. Last night I did a couple just to get, just to start to
see. You took 2 days off.
Yeah, you take a couple days off and you make it back.
That's not that many days to take off between mushrooms.
Yeah, but then I'll eat them again tonight, a couple of them, and then I won't do them until Friday or Saturday.
So you take 2 to 3 days off. Usually people take like months off.
4 days, I smoke. On those days, I take edibles. You got to bounce you got to get more bounce for the ounce, Jack. You can't be doing something every fucking day. So every day I switch it up a little bit.
I had no idea. That's fucking,
Ooh, that's a tremendous mushroom fart.
I'm definitely bringing honey, by the way.
What's that, brother?
I'm definitely bringing honey.
No, there's no
chance.
Yeah,
No. The honey's coming.
Listen, these things are good. They taste like jerky.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Don't worry about me. How many edibles do you eat tonight?
I mean, I eat
50, right? 50.
no, I ate 100, and then I had a bag of gummies that I left in my car, and it melted and congealed into one, so I took a bite out of that.
You didn't eat the whole thing, though.
No, the whole thing is like 1,000 milligrams.
That's what you want. It melts together. It's
I'm not eating 1,000 milligrams at once.
Play at your own risk, cocksucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go level under fucking death, please. What are you talking about? 1,000 milligrams in one bite.
Yeah, what else you got to do? You got nowhere to go tonight. You're gonna watch the game. You're not leaving. You walk around tomorrow. You're gonna be running up those stairs tomorrow when they chase you. When you have your little, I just voted. Did you vote yet?
I'm not trying to start shit. I don't vote either.
Okay, and you're not a felon.
No.
All right.
I just honestly, it's not for either. I think they're both terrible. I don't like either of them. And
all right. At least
and
you're
it's not even them personally. I've never done it because I don't any politician. I think all of them are liars.
Okay. As long as we're back at the same. I like some. I don't like some. The only thing I just don't want. I don't want people breaking into the fucking border every day. That's the thing I lean about. The economy, they're just bullshitting you. Eggs are still going to stay high. I did get gas today. It was $40. So I was in fucking shock for some reason or another. Some Hindu guy on one of those off-roads. I couldn't believe it. I filled it up. He said, $40. I was like, motherfucker, this thing was dry when I pulled in here. I mean, it was dry. So for it to be $40, I was pretty fucking fortunate. But that's what concerns me. I just don't want to. I have no hatred for Latinos. I have no hatred for anybody who wants to be a fucking American. I just want you to do it the right way. That's it.
Right.
I don't get. So we don't know who these people are coming in. They're bringing gangs from here. This could all be bullshit. Also, we don't, but. Obviously, some of these fucking people have killed a couple of young girls and raped them and threw them off bridges. So, listen, I pray every day. I'm trying to get healthy like RFK. And
by the way, putting a fucking fan behind your head to blow out a candle is such a fucking great image.
I'm telling you, he has to fucking have some guy next to him. When I saw him in that speech 2 weeks ago, I go, look, I'd be the same way if I didn't fucking do something now. But he's built. That dude is in shape. He fucking lifts weights. He does testosterone. That dude's in great shape. So I'm not in great shape, but I'm trying.
Fuck yeah. I'm so excited for this to be over.
Man, it's not really going to be over because we're just going to open up another chapter of shit this week or next week. So for me, man, I'm happy that you're healthy. I'm happy that the people who watch this show are healthy and happy, at least to as happy as they could be. And fucking, we keep getting stronger every fucking day because the world ain't getting no better. As much as you want it to, it's not getting no better. So that means we got to get better. Right or wrong, Tarzan?
Absolutely. I know. I like it. And that's it. Nothing's going to change.
Another what, cocksucker?
I said nothing's really going to change no matter what happens.
Yeah. So at the end, we all got to go to work. We all got to pay taxes. And I do that. That's good for an American. I'm trying to be a fucking good member of society, especially my community. I'm out. I do this. Wow. These mushrooms are kicking in because your eyes look like Charles Manson right now from here. Nah, I'm just teasing. Solid. Happy election day to everybody. Be safe. And, whatever, guys. It's up to you. The future, you control your fucking future. So don't worry about nothing. I love you. See you next week, hopefully from an office somewhere. If not, the week after that. I love you, cocksuckers. Stay black.